Hello there and welcome to another video, and we're going to be reviewing the Champions League game that Liverpool played last night against FC Porto as well, while also giving you a quick word on Brentford. Not because I forgot to do it, I got a little bit too busy and I just couldn't do it in the end of the review. So we'll say a couple of words on that as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below about the game last night. What did you think about people's performances? And the likes of Curtis Jones coming into midfield, James Milner right back as well. How do you feel about it? And also try and think, who do you think will be in the lineup for Manchester City at the weekend as well? Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, Brentford, Liverpool. All I'll say briefly is this. I wasn't too disappointed to get the draw. I was disappointed that we didn't win the game and see out the game with the amount of chances that we had. However, Brentford have come into this league seriously, and they look accomplished in this league when they come up against certain teams as well. And maybe it is our style that maybe played against us as well, in the fact that we are going to go and attack teams as much as we can, which we did by scoring 3 goals as well. But defensively and in midfield as well, we weren't good enough to win that game or warrant winning that game, and we didn't deserve to win that game in the end, which a lot of the players have come out and said that that is how they feel. It was a fair result, is what I think Curtis Jones had said as well. But they're disappointed not to get the 3 points. We remain top of the league by 1 point, but it could have been by 3 points. You know, it's just these little margins sometimes that could make a difference come the end of the season. Hopefully it won't be something that plays against us, but we'll obviously have to wait a good few months until we find out how the league finishes anyway. But we then come on to FC Porto as well, and the lineup was very, very similar to what we played against Brentford, just Trent Alexander-Arnold being the one that didn't travel and is also seen as a doubt ahead of Manchester City as well, which is it's a concern. It certainly is a concern. But what I would say as well is, you see today, I know that people would say about James Milner, is he going to have the legs to play against Manchester City at the weekend, having played in the Champions League as well? I would say yes, he does, but he would need replacing maybe around the 70th minute, possibly. Like, he is a machine. He is an absolute engine himself, and he plays well in that position as well. Like, he did play really, really well in this game as well. And he could definitely be an option, rather than going for one of the youngsters, Bradley or something like that. Rather than going for that, or whatever's going on with Nico Williams, is he going to be fit and available? We still don't know. I don't know anyway. I've not read anything that said Nico Williams is going to be available for selection. Could go for a bit of an off-curve selection in, say, Tsimikas at right back and Robertson at left back, but I don't know whether that would work in a position that Tsimikas, I don't think he's played. Anyway, we're getting a little bit too deep into that. We've still got previews and stuff to do for Man City anyway. That's all going to be coming at some point this week. But the lineup for us was Alisson, James Milner at right back, Joel Matip, Virgil van Dijk, Andy Robertson. In the midfield, we had Jordan Henderson, Fabinho and Curtis Jones, who stole the show, in my opinion. Mohamed Salah, Diogo Jota and Sadio Mane as well. And it was a very, very accomplished game by Liverpool. Absolutely fantastic game by Liverpool. This is one of those games that I've not seen us have so much dominance in for quite a while, but like attacking dominance and like rapid attacking dominance almost seemed like it was going to be unsustainable, but we managed to sustain a good threat throughout the entire 90 minutes as well. And that was really good to see from Liverpool, that we can still do that when we want to, when we need to turn it on. Obviously, we've scored a lot against FC Porto in the Champions League over previous years. It's never a given that that is going to happen again. And the fact that it did happen again, it's much more down to, obviously, the players, the tactics set out and stuff like that. I wouldn't necessarily say it's down to, I think it's, if anything, that let FC Porto down. I don't even know if you could say tactically or whether it's personnel or not, but they definitely weren't set up to try and stop our best key threats, which is our ruthless attacking from the wing backs to the people in midfield like Curtis Jones or Jordan Henderson moving forward, or great passes from the likes of Van Dijk, Matip and also Fabinho. But then obviously the front three and the intensity that they bring, and the the amount of shots. How many shots did we have last night? 21 total shots, 13 shots on target. There were some good goalkeeping elements from their goalkeeper. But there was also some really bizarre ones, like for Firmino's goal as well, where he just ran out everywhere, just ran out massively, 40 yards into no man's land, and Firmino putting in that cheeky, not quite quick enough shot on the goal for my liking. I was a bit too like, oh, that's a bit too close to call, but that's Bobby Firmino. It looks class because it actually did end up in being a goal as well. So let's remind ourselves of the goal scorers that we had here. Salah with 2 goals. Sadio Mane with from a pinpoint bloody assist from James Milner. That was absolutely, that is it. You would see that from Trent and you'd be like, wow. You see it from Milner and you're just like, I kind of didn't know you did that. That was absolutely spot on, that one as well. Mohamed Salah with Curtis Jones assisted him on that one. Curtis Jones involved in 4 goals in one way or another, either getting an assist or playing a crucial pass that set up the assist. It was absolutely phenomenal game from Curtis Jones, which I hope is on a way, or in a way, will help him solidify having a first team spot either in the Champions League or the Premier League, because that would be absolutely fantastic for him. Being such a young player, we know he's got qualities. We know he's got qualities to take to the Premier League and also in Europe as well. And he displays it like this very, very well. And if he has this sort of level of consistency where he's playing really, really well and he's contributing as well, he's getting himself involved. The only thing that Curtis Jones didn't do yesterday was score. Absolutely 100%. Just didn't. That's the only thing that he didn't do, was score. He did everything else. Everything that was magic seemed to be going through Curtis Jones in one way or another. And if he can maintain this level of consistency, then he'll help himself so much more in getting a first team spot on a more permanent basis. And I'm all for it. I really am all for it. Especially as, obviously losing Gini Wijnaldum, you get something different with Curtis Jones. You get like a certain bigger level of tenacity and aggression in terms of attacking, but he seems to be adapting a little bit more into that midfield role and his responsibilities as a, in terms of defending. Not saying he has to be a defensive midfielder like Fabinho or anything like that. That's not what we're saying. But he's getting his responsibilities correct in both ways. That's my opinion. That's just how I see it. Obviously, anytime Sadio Mane and Salah get a goal, it's absolutely fantastic. But for Firmino to come off the bench, score 2 goals as well, and the one, his goals were both pretty good. They were exceptional in my opinion. The first one being, I might get the order the wrong way around, but I'm pretty sure the first one was the one where the goalkeeper's rushed out and he's just played the ball past the goalkeeper. Nothing special, didn't try and hammer it or anything like that. He literally passed that ball. Goalkeeper is running. That's going to be used on highlight reels for sure, purely for the fact that the goalkeeper is running full pelt. He's giving it everything to try and get back to the ball. He claws the ball off the line, he thinks, but it has actually just gone over the line. And I'm saying just only because to me it sort of looked like, is that ball completely over the line? Is it, like, really? And I didn't get to see if there was an image. I didn't get it come up on my screen to say, like, when they do the animated goal, like the goal line technology thing, when they do the animated one, and they show how far it was over or whatever, didn't give that one. And I haven't seen one anywhere online, or I haven't, not that I've seen anyway. There might be one somewhere, but I would have loved to have seen how far that ball was over the line. And but VAR also they awarded the goal as well. It wasn't offside or anything like that. So that was very, very good. And you know what? The best thing about this was, because like this, and I'm talking about this whole performance, it was a very, very good performance. I actually felt that this was in some ways a better performance from Porto than we've seen in previous years. However, and obviously they scored a goal against us as well, which was a very, very, very good cross into the player, just coming right in front of our defender. It was a well worked goal, their goal. So I'm kind of gutted that we didn't get the clean sheet, because that would have been the icing on top of what has been a great cake in this game. But the great thing about this was a lot of people were complaining about the team selection and that we've gone too strong ahead of Manchester City at the weekend. But what I think, this is going to be the similar team that was against Brentford, has now played in the Champions League game, a good one as well, makes us that we've now got 6 points in our group. a difficult group, you know, to be fair, with Atletico Madrid in second, Porto in third, and Milan in last position. You know, we're only 2 points. You know, we're 2 points ahead of Atletico Madrid in this one. We're in a good position in the league as well. But having played these strong sides, these strong selections that Liverpool have chosen for these games, whether Trent Alexander-Arnold can play or not, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think any of us know at this moment in time, and I'm pretty sure that Klopp has basically said he's a big doubt for the weekend, most likely erring on the side of he's not going to play. But then we play the same sort of lineup against Manchester City, then yes, they may run the risk of, is there going to be tiredness because of the exertions, or there's the flip side of it, you know, where they've played so many games consecutively that now they're going to be able to play against Man City. They're all going to have a rhythm, a playing rhythm together. They've scored goals together. They've created together. Against Porto, they've defended better, which was also a point of Klopp's, is why he didn't want to change the team too much from Brentford, because he wanted the team to sort out their defensive problems and maybe deficiencies they displayed against Brentford and sort it out against Porto. And for the large part, they did, obviously conceding the goal that they didn't do them, you know, it's not the best. It really isn't. Getting crosses like that coming in to the box, either as an early cross, a mid-range cross, which is just a perfect height. If you get enough whip on it and the striker is running quick enough, or his positioning is good enough, it makes it a very dangerous cross for either a header or getting a foot on it, depending on what, you know, what they're wanting to do with it or how they want to finish the opportunity off. You get them quite a lot in the Premier League as well, and obviously Manchester City, a lot of getting their chances is working it out wide and coming into the box, or passing it low, hard, and into the box as well. It depends. Like, if Manchester City didn't have a great game against PSG, how is their preparation maybe being affected when they're going to come up against Liverpool? Is that something we can capitalise on? Or is it just something that we have to watch out for when we play Man City? Because it's a different game to playing the Champions League or playing another team in the league, to coming up when it's two heavyweights that are going for the title this year. Both of us are wanting to go for the title this year. Getting this kind of game, Liverpool versus Manchester City, it literally could go either way. I can't predict who it would be at this moment in time. I know who I want it to be, Liverpool, but I can't predict which way it will be. But I do think that whatever happens in the Man City game, it's going to be a lot to do with the lineup that we played against FC Porto as well. I wouldn't expect it to be any different. Not even just like a little change, unless someone's got an injury. But I don't expect any changes. I expect it to be, that's what I would think my lineup would be, the exact same one that Liverpool played against FC Porto. We'll discuss that all at a later date anyway, but as I said before, we are top of the Champions League group as well, and in a good position, because we've got two difficult games now in the Champions League back to back, and they're both against Atletico Madrid. I can't remember which way round it is, but it's either home and away or away and home. It can only be one or the other. So two difficult games against a team that just never stops. They've gotten a point so far. I think that must be against Porto. I think. I don't actually know. I don't actually know who they got the point against. But they've got a point so far, and also they've won a game, which they won last night at the last gasp. Well, not last gasp, but they were 1-0 down, I think, for quite a majority of the game. I haven't actually seen the highlights of it, but then they've come back, and I think it was Griezmann and Suarez scored the goals that took it to 2-1, and they won that game against Milan as well. So their draw must have actually been against Porto. Anyway, never mind. Regardless of any of that, I think it's a good place to be in, top of the group, 2 wins from 2. Let's hope that we can do the same against Atletico Madrid as well. I will be back with you again at some point this week with Manchester City preview and all of that sort of goodness. So please feel free to leave any comments that you'd like to about this game, the Brentford game, or even the Manchester City at the weekend as well. I do hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves and you are doing well and good as always. I do hope that you guys are good. That is all I'm saying. I hope that you can like this video and subscribe if you're new around here as well, if you feel free to. You're not obligated to. But for now, I'm going to get out of here, and I will catch you guys later.